Being around people wasn't something I felt was necessary. Being a child, I didn't know what was right or what was wrong. I grew up quiet, where I was never told that this could be a bad thing. I was 2 or 3 years old, and every morning my mom would drop me off at a daycare. This was the place where I was most quiet. Sitting in a corner alone was something that I felt very comfortable with as a child. Every day, I would do the exact same thing, go into a corner with my toys and sit there by myself till lunchtime or until my mom would pick me up. One day, though, this all changed. It was an ordinary morning like any other. This was the moment I would dread every morning. Going to daycare was the worst thing in the world. I always felt worried because I wouldn't be around my brother. I would be alone. Once we arrived, we walked inside and my mom told the daycare people how I was this morning and she would be back to pick me up. My mom leaving was the worst part of my day. I am standing in front of her with the back of my head touching my shoulder blades and my hands tightly twisted into the bottom of her shirt. It wasn't time for her to leave yet, but I already felt the time slipping by. I hear her bright laughter fill the room. Where this should be a happy moment, I felt very sad. She always laughs when she is about to end conversation. Still looking up at her, she finally acknowledges me. The side of my mouth starts to form a smile, but then she says, suddenly, my face goes numb and my tummy starts to turn. This always happens to me when I get nervous. My grip on her shirt tightens. I'm determined not to let her walk out of those doors today. After many minutes went by and lots of tug of war, she finally eased that grip on her shirt and went out the doors. At this point, I am alone in this big room of other kids, very loud kids. I trot over to the area where all the toys are piled up and choose my favorites. Barbies and horses always seem to be the most popular to me. After picking the best ones, I would go over to my corner, being whichever area had the least amount of people and noise. Here, I felt content. As I began playing, everything around me disappeared. Focusing on my toys, I never once would lift my head to see if anyone was still in the room or what the group might be doing without me. What has become normal to me became a concern for everyone else. This particular day, they were extra concerned, so concerned that they decided to watch me all day and see what I would do. When they realized that I would not interact with any of the kids or participate in any activities, they felt as though there was something wrong with me. My mom showed up later that evening to pick me up, and when she did, no one said anything to her. The next day, as I was sitting in my room, I heard a loud, sharp noise at the living room door, and the floors cracking as my mom went to answer the door. Hello? My ears pressing against the door at this point, wondering, who could that be? Greetings from both parties, my mom and people at the door. A few seconds passed, and my mom welcomed them into her home with a swift smack of the door closing behind them. Still listening, I noticed new people start to whisper. Then my mom frantically speaks. There is nothing wrong with being quiet. The talking seemed to die down, or maybe they realized I was listening. Out of curiosity, I tiptoed out to the living room, avoiding every part of the floor that might creak and cause attention to veer in my direction. I made it through the hallway where I stood still, with wide eyes, just standing there. My mom acknowledges me and asks that I come over to her and these odd, new people. She explained to me that these people are here to evaluate me. I was told that they were concerned with my lack of communication with my surroundings. They felt as if something was off about me. My mom further explained to them how I just don't talk, that this is just something that is normal about me. My mom took into consideration what she should do to get me to talk, not just evil, but to explain the things I want in life.
Hmm. Hmm.
To keep me ahead, my mom got me involved in everything possible: dance, basketball, soccer, volleyball, anything I could participate in. Dance is where I met my first friend and where I started to blossom. I became the top dancer of my class, where I was able to stand in front of everyone and practice for recitals. After being enrolled in dance for a couple of years, I started to talk more. My friend was a chit-chatter, so we didn't mesh well at first. After getting involved, I learned that communicating with people wouldn't be such a bad idea. I am grateful for the experiences I had in life because it helped me become who I am now. Since then, I started talking more and communicating for myself. Now, a decade or so later, I am the person who talks the most in my family and friend group.